Think you can finish ahead of Arsenal?
I think we can. I feel like having everyone back now, we should hopefully get a little bit of consistency going. I
said me slip up in
that.
You. What are we going
slip up in that.
Listen, I just said we're in a top four race. You're in a title race.
So then you can't slip up, right?
No, but you can't slip up.
I said me slip up in that.
You. What are we going for?
Slip up in that. Yeah, no one can slip
I
up.
will be there, don't worry.
You'll be there.
You talking about? You have a 6 points behind you?
Yeah, no.
Oh, lose to see what happens.
I said me slip up in that.
You.
What are we going
Slip
for?
up
You
in
ready?
that.
One time.
You're not you.
One time.
I said me slip up in that.
You.
What are we going for?
Slip up
You
in
ready?
that.
One time.
You're not you.
One time.
I said me slip up in that.
You.
What are we going for?
Slip
You
up in
ready? We'll probably concede.
Oh yeah.
I'll go 2-1 Spurs.
Well, I'm out, man.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
But mirror, mirror, who is the shittest team of them all?
Hi and welcome along to the weekend round. I said we slip up in that.
I said me slip up in
I
that.
said we slip up in that. Drift.
Slip.
Drift.
I said me slip up in that. Slip.
We're going to have a fun show today, guys.
Right, you know.
Introducing our panel, as usual, to round up the weekend's games. We have Flicks, of course, big Man United, right in the place. United
Great
View.
win for the Red Devils.
Clock TV's very own and Liverpool's finest, AGT. Matisse is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Good performance.
Chelsea, well done. And Abby, are you okay?
Abby, are you okay? Are you okay?
Abby, are you?
okay.
Abby Summers, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go! Go, Abby! Let's go! Abby!
Oh! Hey, wait, what's this?
Do you think? Oh.
Hold on.
Oh, snap.
What's
Guide him in, please.
this?
I thought we were trying to be a professional show, guys.
Come round here, come
We're trying
round,
to
come
be
round.
professional.
Can
Oh,
he?
say
I don't
hi.
think
Oh,
he
who
can
is this,
actually
bro?
see.
Who's this person, bro? This person away from me. Yo, you're not looking for me. There you are, you're home.
It's all... Wait a minute. Let me reveal who this is. Oh, it's
I'm sorry, Abby, I was told to do
It's
that.
okay. I forgive you.
Oh, no.
Take your hoodie off then.
Happy to hold it all.
Of course, right.
Oh,
Poor
that's
time.
mad.
The weekend's
Abby, I was
game.
told to do
I'm
this.
sorry.
I was told to do this, you know. That's mad.
Yeah, literally
Oh,
forcing the poor man into it.
Poor man.
Nah, he
We've
wanted
had
to
a
do it,
crazy weekends of games, and we are going to get into those games. First of all, let's just talk about match bingo.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you missed out
Bro,
by one this week again.
It's just becoming a bit of a habit now, right?
No, you seriously missed out by one?
By 3, I missed out this week. But if you
not
actually
even
look
close
at,
then.
if you actually look at my card, I actually got it a bit wrong because I thought you needed a left-footed goal in the game to get a full house, which there was. It was Mo Salah, but because it's on the Brentford side. Brentford
they have to
needed
score
that.
left-footed.
Yeah,
Oh.
so I got duped again. But anyway, as you know, this video is brought to you by Match Bingo, where every goal, save, throw-in, corner can win you cash prizes. All right, very fun game. If you've played bingo before, you know how bingo works, but this is bingo, but for football. You get a card, and if events happen in the game, for instance, a free kick taken, for instance, a 4th substitution made. I was at this game, we made that 4th sub early because we had to make 2 in the first half. Attempt off target, 2nd sub made, corner awarded. They're quite easy, but they rack up as the game goes on. You get 10 free cards per month. This week we're doing West Ham, Brentford, and we'll talk about that more on Thursday. But you can buy more chances to win even more cash prizes, and every card that you purchase supports a charity of your choice. We've chosen the Stroke Association. There's £575 to be won on the Super Game this week too. Download the app, link in the description. QR code on the screen. All you have to do is find the game that you'd like to watch in the game section. Get yourself some cards to play along. £2. You know, we're not talking about silly money here, Rob. And as events happen in the game, your bingo card automatically gets the old stamp of approval when the event happens. Be the first to complete 1 horizontal or 2 horizontal lines or a full house to win. The person that won the first line as apparently spans 6666, then Brody, then Dayan _28. But Spence won the full house, as did M. Williams 98776, Rob. So these are real people, right? That are actually winning cash prizes because they've been watching the weekend preview and the weekend roundup here on DR Sports. Get notified whilst you're on the go. Every Premier League and Championship game, and you must be over 18 to play. Play responsibly, that's the key thing, which something that Tottenham did not do, unfortunately.
Well, you know, I was going to...
What kind of segue was that?
They gambled.
Was gonna
That's a good
start
segue,
off-
that, wasn't
I
it?
thought we weren't starting with Spurs.
Oh, no, we'll come back.
I was going
We'll
to
come
start
back.
off with
We'll come
the
back.
Chelsea City game, but I thought, nah, man. Let's start with Big Ange.
Oh, right. Here we go.
Yeah? Let's start with the big guy. Yeah?
Robbie, have some integrity here, mate. You
Right.
know, don't go too far, mate.
Tottenham, a massive 3 points dropped, really, Abby, because losing 2-1 at home to Wolves, who, by the way, now have done the double over Tottenham this season. And if you watch the game, it was a lesson in counter-attacking football.
A lot of lessons.
A lot of lessons in counter-attacking football. And again, they exploited that high line. Does Big Ange have any tactics? You know what? Maybe give him this, man, and tell him to go back to Aussie rules. You know what I mean? Because does he have any tactics?
Just the one.
She wanted to kill me.
Silence.
You know that you know that silence there when she
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
kill me.
Listen, I'm not having the Ange slander. I've seen
No,
quite
no,
a
no,
lot.
but
I've
listen.
actually lived in a house with Ange slander all weekend, and I'm not
If
having
you
it.
Good.
playing
Not having
against
it.
a team, right, that you know their strength is counter-attacking
Agreed.
football, Neto,
Yes.
all these sort of players, why would you play such a high line against them? You're literally playing to their strengths.
Do you know what? It's not even necessarily about the high line, right? Because we've all come to terms with the fact he plays a high line for life. That's
life,
how he
mate,
plays.
yeah.
For life, right? Ride or die by it. I wasn't at the game, so I didn't see it. I've watched the highlights and obviously heard multiple accounts of how the game went. What I will say from watching those highlights, we had no Porro, we had no Doggy. So the way... No, excuse you.
Injuries again.
Excuse me. I
Excuses.
wasn't even going down that route. I wasn't even going
Well, why
there.
did you say it first?
Because I was segueing. I was sashaying into my point.
But you started with it.
May I sachet?
Is that a word?
I don't know about that.
I think-
All right,
is
do
it
your
a word?
sachet.
I'm not
Sachet?
sure.
Sachet of ketchup, maybe.
I think.
but-
Let me know if that's a word.
No,
I think
I
it
think
is.
it
Anyway,
is a word, but not-
right. So we had no Porro, no Doggy, which is very integral into the way that he likes to play with this high line because obviously they do recovery runs. You know, they play as inverted wingers, cut in. You know, 1 minute Doggy's an 8, he's a 10, he's up front, whatever. So didn't have them. So you brought in Royale and you brought in Ben Davis, who actually is a centre-back partnership when we had no centre-backs, were actually very good. However,
But now they've gone back to their actual position.
they're not actually very good in. They're not very good in their
very good.
actual position for what they're
Wait,
being told
what?
to do. Hang on,
Go
stay
on,
with me,
okay.
right? Ben Davis is 30 something now, right? Emerson Royale is actually fine defensively when you're told to keep him in that particular position. He's actually fine at that. But they're coming into the side. You're asking them to do the jobs of Royale and a Doggy, which they can't do. They can't invert. They can't get forward. They can't track back. They don't have the pace to do it. So every single time Emerson Royale was going forward, he was attacked every single time, because they knew that was where the weak link was. Same with Ben Davis. So my criticism is actually of Ange in this particular occasion, because you're asking two players that
There's a
can't...
lot of violins in the chat here.
I don't,
Loads.
why? This is me giving my analysis of the game. This
I'm
is
just
not me
letting you know
saying
what
about
they're
injuries.
saying.
Where
This is
were
my
you when the
analysis.
game was on?
Let her finish. Just leave her. Let her.
I was working. I was making the bag, okay?
Where?
I was making the bag.
Yes.
Okay.
Where? At the game.
Let her carry on. We
Thank
need
you.
this
go,
breakdown.
run
Yeah.
through.
This is not about a violin. I'm not saying about the injuries. I'm saying about the tactics of the game and about Ange. If you have to do that and you've got to put different personnel in that team, you can't expect them to do the same job. They are not a Doggy and they're not Porro. They haven't got the pace and the ability to do that. So if you're going to do that, the best thing to do would be saying, okay, I have to adapt here. I need to have a flat back four and allow the midfield to actually do the job of pushing up and do that. The tactics. And that's what I'm calling into question. I'm not saying I want Ange out. Absolutely not. There's been some outrageous things on Twitter. There's been some outrageous...
Jump ahead of our
I'm
Who
just
said
saying-
that? I never heard those.
What's going on in the Tottenham
There's
community?
been some
Kind of foul
outrageous
language
things
is that
on
on the
Twitter
show?
that I've seen this
Lunchtime
weekend.
kickoff, yeah?
Lots of question marks, you know, can only play one way, this is going downhill. It's not. We haven't been particularly good, I would say, in terms of winning games. We've just got over the line. I said it about Brighton last week. I didn't think we were good. Brighton should have won the game. I think Brentford, while I was away as well, wasn't particularly a good game either. And again, even in the Cup, for the Burnley game at the start of the year, it was that Porro worldie that got us through to the next round. We haven't actually been particularly good. And there are question marks whether or not Ange is being found
Wait till
out.
Son comes back.
Well, yeah, look.
Sarr and Basuma are in there.
Was he playing?
Apparently. Basuma, for me, has not been good for quite some time.
He gave the ball away for the
he
second.
Well, he
goal.
was missing for quite some time.
Well, he also was missing the other day, but he...
missing on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, he's had, suspensions, whatever, etc.
No,
But
I mean,
for me, the other day, that is unacceptable, watching how we conceded that second goal. He's lost the ball at the edge of our box from our corner, and they've run the whole length of the pitch, Neto and Gomez. And I watched Basuma. He's not even remotely looking at Gomez. He is looking at what Neto's doing, and Emerson Royale is with Neto, completely ball watching, and has completely failed on tracking back to pick up Gomez. So for me, that's a big problem there. Because,
slip up it.
Yeah.
You're nasty! Nasty for
You know
that.
what? You and I spoke, yeah,
You're
before
nasty
the show.
for that.
You and
said
I spoke.
slip
and
up
you
in
said
that.
to me, you were going to have respect today. You said you were going to be nice to me. You told me that you're my friend.
Never that.
Hold on. Have you seen your predictions all season for Arsenal?
100%.
Every single prediction. They have actually clipped you. Every single prediction.
Yeah.
Have you finished your breakdown of the game yet?
How I finished? No, I was
It's a
actually...
long breakdown, man.
I was going to talk about the corner.
yeah, all
I was
right.
going to talk about the
Oh,
corner.
the corner, yeah.
Yeah, the corner from what we conceded from
up in the
João
corner.
Gomez, who's 5'4", who's my height. Absolutely outrageous. This zonal marking.
It's a great
I don't
header.
know who was meant to be picking him up, whether it was Son. I don't know who was picking him up, but again, terrible. And to be fair, as I've said, there are questions that need to be asked of the tactics and also defensively. We haven't kept a clean sheet since October the 23rd,
Is it?
Wow.
which is a mad stat.
That's insane.
So I don't know what's going on in terms of the training, in terms of defensively set
Got
pieces.
Van der Ven in it.
Set pieces.
The great Van der Ven. You know what I mean?
But there has to be questions asked about what is going
Vicario
on.
is amazing.
Van der Ven, Vicario,
Romero.
These
Basuma.
Screened by Basuma.
A doggy.
Basuma was in
Bossuma,
some...
I heard.
Basuma was in
No,
some...
wait, hold on, wait a minute. That's a revelation to me.
Listen,
No
I
clean
was trying
sheets
to give
since when?
since October 23rd.
I didn't even... Jeez.
Listen, I was just trying to give some good analysis here, but if you all want to rain on it.
No,
No.
Let's
You
just bring
have,
it down. Let's
because
bring
I
it
wasn't
down a
aware
notch.
of that.
Let's bring it all down a notch.
No.
Would you do the same for us?
Nah.
Abby,
I said I'll hold everything. I'll hold everything
no, absolutely.
today.
But let's
I've
have
had
this
a
right.
lovely 6 months. Hold
You
it.
have been, since I've walked into the studio, let's just be honest with what we've seen from
Because I said
this
you don't
morning.
like your jeans.
Abby, no. Abby, and then I said I've
She's
got
been
more
saying
jeans,
that
you
your
got
cap's only
points,
coming
goals,
off on
everything.
Sky, all
Yeah,
these things.
exactly.
Yeah, mad.
Abby this year, right, has been unbearable at times. She has. With this Ange thing, with this listen,
It's just
put
banter.
respect to the point. just banter.
It's just
yes.
banter.
To the point where last week
Up
I
your game.
sat in that chair in your absence.
Yeah, it's bad. Don't let him do that again.
I
Don't
sat
let him
right
do that.
there.
How was it?
Bad.
Oh, listening to this one, it was awful.
He's back here
'Cause
now.
all I heard was, listen. I said, listen, we're doing all right at the minute. We're coming, we beat Villa. You know what I mean? That was good. We need to do that. We're 6 points off Spurs. This is I don't need to think about you. I've not spent any time thinking about you. I said, well, you need to.
In your
No,
jeans.
I don't. I don't need to think about you.
Yeah, that one
I said,
come- that
lose.
one
I said,
come
lose
back
and see.
hard.
I said, lose and see then. Yeah, we will see. Giving it this, giving it that. And look, straight away, Spurs are starting to just become
Slipper?
more...
You're breathing down your neck, Abby.
And
Yeah,
to
it's-
see
it's
that,
hot- it's hot breath.
and then, when you was like, you're saying that
What?
you picked the Poro thing, the Udogie thing, that Emerson Royale and Ben Davis aren't them. Well, the last time I checked, they're also not Romero or Van der Ven.
Absolutely.
And they just found a way. So
They did find
they
a
went
way.
to City and they did well.
But
So
my
we can't now
my
say...
question wasn't about the players. My
that-
question was about the manager and about the tactics and
But
putting
he
them to
ain't
and
gonna
asking them
change.
to do a
They
job
got-
The
that
thing
they
is, he
can't
has to
do.
make those tweaks. Everybody this season's had to deal with
There we
injuries.
go.
You
But he's
can't-
proved that
you
they
can't
can.
have your strongest 11. When he's got his strongest 11 out there, we know Ange Ball works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not going to have your strongest 11 out there, especially the way modern football is. Everybody's falling down with
always
injuries
something.
every 5 minutes. You've got to make tweaks. You've been here
Absolutely.
long enough now to know Emerson's traits,
Yeah.
to know Ben Davis's traits, right? So you've got to adapt to that. And I think, I don't know if it's stubbornness or what it is, but it has and it will cost Spurs points because you're not going to have everybody fit. I think the other thing is that we have to bring up is Son at left wing because we know this guy
not the one.
cannot play at left wing. He was moved to striker for good reason because he hasn't got the legs, the
He can't
dribbling
take the man
dribbling
anymore.
ability, yeah. And
What
now
is that all
Richarlison
saying
started
now?
scoring.
No, this is true.
redundant.
No
At left wing, at left wing he can't.
Son can't play left
No,
wing
he
He
anymore.
can't, not anymore. Not anymore. It's like when Mane moved to striker for Liverpool.
Yeah.
And
Bang
you saw,
goals.
Yeah, he banged goals.
And he
But
was.
you can't go back to left wing, right? We saw it at Bayern. But
Really?
look
Is
at
that
the
what we're saying?
recruitment
Son can't play
on
left
Johnson
wing
and
no more?
Werner.
This isn't
I keep
just
saying
from,
it.
This isn't just from this
Not
season.
good enough. If you can't come and start in these moments.
This
It's
this
mad.
isn't from this season, by the way. The Son thing. This is from last season. The best position for Son is down the middle, right? Which we had sussed out and fixed early doors.
What? But when did it change then?
Because obviously he went to Asia Cup. So
Yeah.
then Richarlison come in. So Richarlison had got 7 or 8 goals in 9 games. So you couldn't then justify dropping Richarlison.
No, I
You
mean,
can't
when
put-
did the Song finish? Like, when did
Last
Song
season.
become a striker?
Last season.
No,
season.
and no, the start of this season, he started him on the left to accommodate Richarlison.
It was
It wasn't
awful.
working for about
Yeah,
3
yeah.
games, and then
Yeah,
he
he
realised and
scored
he
goals.
changed it, and then Son was scoring
But,
goals.
but I mean, to say Son can't play left wing anymore, when did that become a thing?
Can't take on a man.
Honestly, since last
can't
season,
take on a man
he's not good out. He's
What?
not good out there. He's
What
not, but this
happened?
is why they needed a
So
winger.
Son can
but
only
this is
play
but
up
this
front
is
now?
this is why they signed Timo Werner, Brennan
happened to
Johnson,
Son?
Solomon. They signed all these average meaty wingers for this guy who's been putting in the work for all these years, who now needs to move position. And all of these guys, they're not good
Yeah,
enough.
they're not up
Said
to
it.
standard.
Not good
I
enough.
thought they had a great squad.
No, they don't.
They're built.
No, no, no.
No, we're built.
You told us.
That's a mislip up in
a
her.
very good
I don't know
squad.
what Abby said,
we have
but
a much
nah.
better squad than we've had. We've had a much better squad.
Have
than
you
we've
not
had,
seen him
but
at left wing?
The problem,
He stinks.
the problem I've
Stinks at left
got
wing.
with
Nah,
our
he
squad
stinks
is
at left
we have a lot of these wingers that haven't got any end product. I think it's a lot of money to spend on Brennan
Timo
Johnson that
Werner's
we
better on
did.
left wing than Son.
A lot of money.
Unfortunately.
I would have probably rather have
He's got pace.
Morgan Gibbs White or someone in a 10 instead of as well as Maddison. But we've got a lot of these wingers that haven't got an end product or haven't been delivering, and it's not consistent enough. But Son, you can't drop Richarlison because of how many goals he's been putting in while Son hasn't been there. But you still have to play Son in the best position for him, which is down the middle.
Let's get into some of these super chats because there's a lot of
I'm being
there's a lot of
serious.
super
I don't care
chats.
how much he stinks.
there is,
He's not
Werner
Werner's not
stinks. Just period. But you know.
Let's
Sorry.
super chats. 1 second, guys. Super chats.
Right, Deepan says, take that humbling, Abby. Don't turn orange in anger. Christopher
mad.
Wade
So boring about my
said,
time.
can we all just have a combo about Rio being a hater and admit Saka is world class, following by singing Rice, Rice, Baby? Jiao Sitway says, Clara Bits here, we are waiting, and we'll get to her. Shout out Flex, glory, glory, Man United from Florida, says Nick Tonks.
Jeez, the United fans are out.
Big up. Jerry Gamer just sends super chat. Big up to you. Random guy in UK. Abby, is Spurs still going to finish above United?
Yeah, I still think we will.
Oh, it's late.
That was a little less energetic than
one little wager.
You've got your
Little
own.
handshake?
We've got our own.
I've
don't
got my
worry.
own.
Oh, I've got it.
You think that-
I don't need to be
Fun.
involved.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
MG.
Okay.
Put them on it.
all right.
Go on,
I'll
say.
just put
Wait,
Champions League on it.
wait,
£50.
hold on. What are we naming on that
£50.
Fine. So then what we can do is
50
pay
quid.
it forward for me.
What was that again for him? That you would finish up with them.
That's why she's done
Using your
that.
winnings already.
Donald,
But you're,
Donald, you can click that bit.
but you're using your winnings to throw them
Donald.
away
Donald.
on a silly bet though.
I've just bet it.
Because you're not going to
You
finish.
pay it
above
forward.
Man United.
Done.
So you're going to finish above Man United.
Yeah.
all right then. Jard says, don't worry, Abby, it's just who we are, mate. Clara Bitsy, good morning to you, young lady. A few days ago, Abby, I reminded you, I actually need to know her accent so I can start doing it in her voice because we get so many of them. I reminded you of the fact that you were saying to Robbie Spurs would finish above Arsenal, and you reassured the same fact when James was on the show that yes, Spurs would still finish higher.
What, than Arsenal?
Then Arsenal. I didn't say
This
that.
is what Clara's saying. Pregnant Kevin Gary's
Find the clip
tummy.
of that. That
Yeah,
definitely would have
said-
been clipped.
Abby,
KG.
keep down playing United. Oh, is that KG?
Yeah, that's KG's.
That's his name.
What is that?
That's a partner. So just
Oh,
AJ,
right.
they come
Tommy
on
and
United,
Joya. Good, right, like Cecil's toes. Abby, keep down playing United, and I'm going to call you Gabby Summers. Gabby Agbonhall, Gabby. Good stuff. Eli says, City vs Chelsea played, and we are talking about little old Spurs. Why do Spurs have these expectations, but we allow Arsenal to say, but City are too good? Sachet away, Abby, says Amy. Shout out to Amy.
Sachet is a word, right?
For like a ketchup
Sachet.
or something.
No, I thought it like
That's-
sachet.
yeah, that's what I
like-
was
I've never heard that such
Nah, that's made up.
Sachets in the fridge.
You seem a bit
Let's Google
rattled,
it.
Abby. Do you need to go back to Magaluf or wherever it was you
It
went
was the
the other
Maldives.
week?
It was the Maldives.
That might be a
right
good
M.
idea.
Get the right
Get
M.
the
Could be a good idea, man.
Right bag.
Very-
Right bag.
Very big difference.
Emirates money.
Yeah. We're making that Emirates money.
Yeah, Arsenal
Okay.
and
Anfield
Did Arsenal
money
win?
as well. Clara's back.
Chic of it, man.
Just on the previous show on Abby, you said you were not even thinking of United. How's that going for you?
I'm thinking
Come
about
this
it now.
weekend,
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
you could be seated in your
Ruin
couch
my Sunday.
watching United level on points with Spurs and
That's
Poch
true.
lifting a trophy.
It could, but
Ooh.
I also,
Bloody
I could
That
be a
could
bad
be a
Sunday,
peak
but I am in
weekend.
Copenhagen next week, so
Oh, where do you? No.
Always a flight
You weren't there.
to
Are you
get
here
out
next
of
Monday?
trouble.
I'll be here next Monday.
You better be here next
Oh
Monday because
my
if we lift that
Lord.
trophy, you are cooked.
I'm here next Monday.
You are finished.
I'm meeting
Always
Pet Check.
somewhere. Yeah.
I don't give a damn.
Okay, I thought you might want
No, you ain't gonna soften me up. If we win that trophy, that's why I'm holding it today. I'm just calming because I'm 10th. Relax. Next weekend, if we lift that trophy, this photo is gonna be different for you. You're gonna see something else. I'm gonna take that photo and make sure that
Just
Robbie
rattle
got
through
it.
a few more.
Buts, all right?
Yeah, I'm just saying, make sure you're.
Okay.
Make sure you're there.
There's a lot of
D.
this
Sinclair
sure.
says December was our last clean sheet, Forest away.
That stat was wrong then.
Shafei says Robbie mocks Spurs injuries, but if he had any key players out, then everyone from London to my nan in Pakistan would be hearing
Well,
his excuses.
hold on, let me put
and
that guy
crying.
straight.
Let me
go.
preach.
They've had a lot.
Preach
They've
about
No,
it.
not preach, right? On Saturday, we was missing Gabriel Jesus, right? We're missing Zinchenko. We're missing Partey. These guys are all guys that would start. What is he talking
But when
about?
I say Thiago's
Right,
injured, we haven't played all season.
We've been
Neither has
missing.
Partey.
We've been
He ain't
missing.
started since he's come to Liverpool, man.
We've been missing these guys all season, right? You know what I mean? When was Gabriel Jesus not even played like the last 3-4 games? What are you talking about?
man like Eric.
Have you heard us moaning?
Man like
No.
Iraq says LeMayo, a United fan, saying someone is unbearable. Calm down, mate. Y'all were outplayed by Luton yesterday and got away with it due to some deflected goal.
That wasn't a deflected. That was actually a good goal, though. Sort of
Oh,
chest,
yeah.
Talking
So,
nonsense.
that was-
100%, mate. He's done a Douglas Luiz into the bottom corner, mate.
Hella super
Douglas.
chats today.
Robbie, can we do punishments for wrong predictions? AGT has predicted a United loss or tie in the last 4 games. All United wins. Give him a chili, says Freddie. What about your Arsenal one?
I said they win.
Mark, just rattle through these. Mark, I remember how most people were saying Basuma is better than Rice. Time to sit
Yeah.
down. Rice any day, mate.
Hey,
Cecil's-
that's true. You know, hey,
This is
now read that
actually-
again, man.
I
Read
remember how
that again.
most people with them were saying, it says actually Bossawama is way better than Rice. Time to sit down.
Osuma.
Bossuma.
That's what
and-
they've been calling him.
Bossawa.
Bossawa.
They're saying Bossawa.
They also
man.
dragged.
Man, they can't talk to
Weren't Spurs
Rice.
saying
not
about
even
Richarlison's
nowhere
got
near.
more goals than the whole Arsenal this front 5?
Well,
this
you had
this,
it.
that, and the other?
The
Lasted
stat was
long,
true
man.
at that point.
That didn't last long.
How's that going?
That was true at that point.
How's it going
Cecil's
now, though?
toes says
Go.
great show. Let me just chat to you about Cecil's toes. Yeah, I know
What's
he's
wrong
probably
with
what.
Cecil's toes?
What's right with them?
don't
They
know.
are an
I've seen
it. On the
absolute
Ghana.
disgrace.
I haven't seen it.
No.
Don't watch it.
I saw them. He backed them out in real life.
You man
in
are
the
zooming
office
in
as
on the
well.
vlogs like that.
No, bro.
We get him a
You
pedicure,
think
man.
I'm mad?
Like, in the
played
Ghana
it in
thing,
the
they just
studio.
actually put it
Well, they
straight
like
on the
that
thing.
crusty.
No. I'll get you.
It's funny. It's funny.
Honestly,
It's so funny.
no, it's a disgrace.
Yeah.
And yeah,
He's gonna give him a pedicure.
no, they're disgraceful. His toes,
I've
man.
done that from Cecil.
No, you wouldn't.
He needs about
It's
4
the exact
pedicures.
opposite to all of Cecil. It's so funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
I need to look at
Dirty
your toes,
boy, man. Dirty boy. Tapping Tobes said, big up to you,
Tapping
my friend.
Tobes.
Big up
He
toes.
says,
Totally hell.
Big up Tobes.
I've said all this summer and was called negative and I'm moaning too much. I said Werner was rubbish and we got flogged.
But he's better than Son left wing, so it don't matter.
Clara
That was
Bitsy's
not
back
what we
with a
said.
third of
Intelligent
the day.
science.
Said Son can't play there.
We didn't say Werner was the answer.
So who is then?
That was crazy.
No, not Werner.
By the
So
way,
out of your left wing, out of your left wingers, who you got? Who can play?
They're all pretty meaty.
So who's the best out of them?
They're all meaty.
Who's the best out of them?
I don't know.
anyway.
Who's the best out of them?
Clara says, based on
As
Abby's
Toby would say,
predictions-
Hold on,
shitty
let me get
shit.
super chat. Based on what?
based on Abby's Chelsea predictions, all season Chelsea would only have 6 points.
Hit and hope.
Abby, tell that kangaroo keep playing the high line, says Illy. Jaden says Robbie acting like Arsenal won't go trophyless. Denzel says Ange's the only manager in the top 6 who will get away with being trophyless and possibly out of the top 4. Abby said herself, 0 expectations. Ricky, Robbie, we've seen you enough with fake Militao in foreign locations. When are you taking the DR team abroad?
Yeah.
That'll be good.
I'll tell
Euros,
you what,
man.
That's a great
Soon
super
come.
chat.
Euros,
great
man.
super
Come
Go
on,
to the
G.
Maldives.
Okay.
No, we're going Magaluf. Yeah, Vendra says, don't forget Robbie was asking last season if KDB is world class, but is losing his mind over the Saka debate. Hypocrite March. Shannon. Sachet.
That's a lie, actually.
Sachet's a word.
Sachet, walk in
not
an
gonna lie, that KDB team
ostentatious
is
yet
wild.
casual manager, typically with exaggerated movements of the hips and shoulder.
Sachet.
Coming like Douglas. And then Clara says, Abby, you can find that clip from the show on the 25th of January, darling.
Did I say darling? We would
says
finish
darling.
above Arsenal, or it's a possibility
she's-
because
go
you need to
back and
check.
find
You need
out.
to check
Go
the
back.
ifs and the
25th.
buts and
Clara and Abby
everything.
need
What
to
do you
meet in
reckon
real
now?
life.
Yeah.
No, I mean if I said it, it's
Misfits.
probably to wind you up.
You didn't say
To
that.
wind you up.
By the way, get the likes
Half
up,
of what I say
man.
is to wind you up.
There's 9,000 of you watching, over 9,000, and we've only got 900 likes.
Let's get 1,000
10%
likes.
of you have liked it.
Let's
Can
get
we-
1,000
can
likes.
we
Listen,
move on now?
Yeah, let's
we'll
move
move on.
Cool.
We move on. We might come back to you, but we move on for now. The
Clara
other,
got keys, by the way.
you know, sitting right next to you, Chelsea made a really good showing at Man City.
Hmm.
Went 1-0 up. Great goal by Sterling, and actually had chances in that first half. But then in the second half, City really came back into it, and a really good point for Chelsea. Quite not a good point for Man City. They dropped 2 points on Haaland in the game. I couldn't believe some of the chances he missed. On another day, I think that score line might have been a bit different.
He's now missed 35 big chances in the league, 7 more than Darwin. Thank you, Matisse. Your analysis, please. He hasn't.
Well, you're comparing it to Darwin.
He hasn't scored a lot.
What's he got? 15?
Yeah, but he's been injured for
I think
3
he's
months.
top scorer. He's been injured for 2 months.
Yeah,
Yeah, still clear.
I'm not really sure where Alex is
Hoyland's
going with
catching
this.
Darwin. Don't even get
These
it.
guys try to bring these stats.
He always does.
It's mad how Liverpool are just always involved in
He
the conversation.
always finds a way. We started on Chelsea to talk about, and he's found a way.
Are you trying to say that Nunes is better than Haaland?
Absolutely not.
On
I'm
the
just
same
saying
level?
The facts are the facts.
So then it's irrelevant.
Take
It's
from them
irrelevant,
what,
isn't
take
it?
from
There's
them
no
what you
point
will.
talking about it.
Let's talk about Chelsea's performance because that was a really good performance by Chelsea.
No, I was really proud of the performance. I mean, this is similar to the City home game. I mean, in terms of the feeling, not the performance, because it was complete opposite in terms of how we finally defended like a team. Because this season defensively, we've shipped so many goals. I think that's where we were worse off than last year. We scored more goals but conceded more. And the team's been open this season. They've been conceding from every angle, from every situation. This was a proper Chelsea performance, like lockdown. You know, everybody's close in between the lines. There's no gaps. I think maybe not having Silva there maybe has unified the defence. I think 2 of the last 3 games we've managed to kind of push up a little bit and play a bit of a higher line. But I was just so impressed with everyone. The work rate. And that's all we're asking for when you go to City. Any team in this league, go to City, they take a point. Liverpool, take a point. Arsenal, take a point in title races.
Took a point.
You took a point.
Thank you.
So we'll definitely take a point. Do you know what I mean? We could have won that game. Like you said, we had big chances. Sterling had a chance, ball across the box. Jackson had a chance.
What a miss.
It's a shame. We are toothless. Like, we are going to miss chances. Chelsea fans know this. We're not going to take our chances. So we could have won the game, but I'm not going to be ungrateful because this team, they could have been on the beach for this because everybody wrote us off, including myself. So we're not going to get anything from this game. Just keep the score down, be respectful. We actually went in there and properly competed. Haaland, I think City were fans for saying that his grandma passed away, I think, recently. So maybe that had something to do with the way he was playing in terms of his finishing, concentration. We had to ride our luck. But even our best teams have done that. I've seen the new camp 2012 hitting the post, penalties saved, all these things. So you're not going to go to the Etihad and not concede some chances. The only thing is people are saying substitutions. Did we kind of bottle it in a way?
Too early
going
to
a
go
bit
to
too
the
early.
5?
The thing is, the reason why I sympathise with Poch is because I don't look at our bench and say, look at these array of options to close out a game. There's no true 6 on the bench, like a John Obi Mikel or someone to bring on and lock it down. There's no target man on there to say, right, we're going to hold up the ball, draw fouls. You've got 2 young wingers. People are saying there's pace in behind, cool. But there's also turnovers there and then probably more pressure. So he wanted to bring on extra centre-back in Chalobah, no problem with that. Balls were coming into the box. He wanted to bring on an extra midfielder. Caicedo literally could have got sent off in this game. The amount of wild tackles he was making, I'm not surprised he brought on an extra midfielder to give him some help. So I'm happy, man. People are saying, oh, you're still 10th. I'm like, if we won, we were 8th. Still not good enough. So I'm just taking the result, enjoying the performance. And
a good result ahead of the cup final. Cup final when you take on Liverpool. You know what I mean? That would give the players a lot of confidence that, you know, if we go away to Man City and win, you've actually got a good record against the top
teams.
6.
I've seen City have only beaten one Big 6 team this season, Liverpool as well. Kind of surprised, to be honest.
Don't forget, we smoked them 4-1 like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I mean, I was watching match today. I saw the narrative already starting, Liverpool, all these injuries and stuff. I was like, cool. Have I not had injuries every single game week all season? It's not mentioned.
Tell them, Matisse.
But them, look at this list. Look at this. I'm seeing Liverpool fans
Another name's added to it this
tough.
morning.
It's not easy.
Well,
So,
even
I don't know,
AGT
we'll
this
see.
morning was going on about it.
Yeah, well, was he? Oh,
I thought you don't mind about it.
He was going on about it.
The first thing he said.
The first thing you said when you come in.
I thought you don't mind about your
Can
injury.
I just
came
say?
in earlier
Can I
and
just say?
Jason
I just
went
want to
Alisson out till
highlight this
mid-March,
particular player.
Was
Disasi was incredible, man of the match, and he was sensational, right?
I was gonna. Sorry to interrupt you. I was gonna actually say about Colwill and Disasi because
Yeah.
that's the best I've seen both of them play all season.
Is that the partnership for you now?
That should be your partnership.
I would love to say it, but people keep getting injured. Badiashile was really good against Villa, then he's injured, and then we had to switch it again.
But
So
the thing with Colwill, obviously, we knew how good he was last season anyway, and he's actually been quite vocal with the fact that he hasn't liked the position he's had to play the entire season at fullback. He hasn't been good there. So him and Disasi in a centre back partnership, that should be your. For me, Colwill should always be in your team at centre back.
He was really good at Brighton at centre back. This is one of my criticisms of Poch is you've played Colwill at left back. He's been defending poorly out there. He can't close down wingers. He's been getting beat. We've had Maatsen there, who's now thriving at Dortmund. Yes, he's not the tallest. Yes, he could get done in the air. But what he could give us going forward, linking up, having natural players in their positions, you've almost killed two birds with one stone because you've killed two positions. Yeah. So that's been my criticism.
I thought Malagusto was really good.
Gusto is 20 years old.
I like him.
20 years old. And
still a bit rash, though, sometimes.
He's quality, though.
But you can
first
tell he's
season
got
for a right back
he's got
at
that
diamond
age, in the dirt.
Unbelievable.
Like,
he's different to Reece James.
He's been robbed of assists. He's got the balance, though. Defensively and attacking, he's still giving good balance.
Has your fan base changed then? Because we've gone from being staunchly popped out as
no,
your fan base.
It's not even everybody's been. Some people are still happy to see the course. The thing is with this season is it's very bipolar for us because we're 10th. We win 1 week, we're proud of the team, then it's a disgrace the next. Wolves at home.
But you're on a decent run now,
at the minute, it's not too
Well,
bad.
Wolves was 3 games ago now.
Yeah, but the problem is my objective for the season was you've got to make Europe. I don't think that was going too much. You're not in Europe. You need to be in Europe next year. You can't finish outside of Europe when you're not in Europe. Obviously, there's context, there's injuries and whatnot, but we're still underperforming. We're still not good enough. We still haven't seen consistently our build-up play. How long have we waited for Enzo to get dragged back into this position where he's alongside Caicedo and it makes sense and not running off strikers?
Still doing
so there's been a lot of criticisms tactically. So I've said it before. I don't get onto Chelsea fans for feeling any type of way because this is a very messed up season. The team's likeable. Disasi's running into the away end, but we're getting slapped at home to Wolves. So emotions are meant to be fluctuating. It's not meant to be.
But isn't that just where he's just finding his?
I mean, it shouldn't really be this low in the table. I still don't believe.
It's a disgrace.
Do you know what I mean? To be finding yourself or whatnot. But
that's
where we're at.
Great for Chelsea. Ronnie Dodge here, I'm just jumping ahead of you, AGT. He says Højlund broke 2 records yesterday, being the youngest to get 6 in the Premier League, and scored United's fastest away goal in 38 seconds. He's the real deal. Rasmus Højlund.
That's how you say it, Robbie.
Handed over to you, Flex. Good win for United, 2-1. Luton's always a tough place to go to. They've given all of the big teams a run for their money. You took points off of Liverpool this season at Kenilworth Road. You'd be pleased with that. And like you said, now only 3 points behind Spurs. I mean, this is a great run that United are on at the moment. Yeah,
it's a run that we had to put together to type of resurrect the season. When you looked at the fixture list in February, I was looking at it saying we need 15 points. Needed it. You know what I mean? I think we had to beat West Ham, had to get the job done against Villa. Got to beat Fulham now coming up. Had to beat Luton. Have to. If we want to sort of make a top 4 push. I'll start with the positives of the game. Yeah, Rasmus Højlund's just going from strength to strength. He didn't score in the first 14 games, and there's a lot of talk. This, that. He's not this. He's not that. But even in them games, if you watched him, you can see he had a bit about him, and he had goals in the Champions League, and he's just showing that he's got the potential to be a really good striker for us. He's got. What I like about it is the types of goals that he scores. Just scoring a variation of goals. And Man United have been screaming out for a 9's 9. Do you know what I mean? Can score the ugly tap-ins where it hits off your foot, but actually it's the knack of being there. Can score the top bins on your stronger foot. Can put it onto your weaker foot and score. Can score headers. Chest, instinctive, really good goal. And the ones where you got a bit of time to think about it, you got to go around the keeper, but are you going to overthink? No, just make your choice and do it. So he's proven he can be clinical as well. And the amount of chances that we created against Luton, the game just should have been out of sight. And
a lot of people saying that Luton were a bit unlucky.
Yeah, now here's my thing on that.
Barkley hit the bar.
Yeah, he did at the end. And here's my thing on this now. There's a bigger thing at Man United that is a bigger problem. To me, if you have players like Bruno and Casemiro in your midfield, the lack of technical ability, Man United are never going to be able to control games. Kobbie Mainoo had to literally put that Man United midfield on his back. He's supposed to be able to look at Casemiro and say, wow, this is tough here, against Luton. Can you walk me through this game? You've got 5 Champions Leagues or whatever it is. You're the experienced guy. Casemiro's doing it to Kobbie, saying, help me. I'm on a booking. And then he needed help to say, take me off, because I'm going to get sent off. And the first booking for Casemiro shouldn't have been a yellow, but once you are on a yellow, for whatever reason, you can't do that tackle on Carlton Morris. And then it got to a point where he wasn't good enough to even put in tackles. Because then he was like, no, I just can't tackle him. So we had to get him off. Harry Maguire was just back to the old Harry Maguire. Carlton Morris got him hooked at half-time. Just giving the ball away, fouling. Luke Shaw, injured again. You know, Bruno, the way he was playing was a disgrace in terms of the decisions he was making on the ball. Kobbie Mainoo had to do it all. So I get that the wider conversation is that, Man United were lucky yesterday because, hang on a minute, Man United should have been up 5-1. Like, that's not Ten Hag's fault that we had those chances and Garnacho's clean through and makes a shit decision and can't finish his dinner. The same with Bruno shooting wide, and then the same with, to be fair, Kaminsky made some good saves. And when you look at the other top teams that have gone there, and people throw in these stats and say so the difference is that all these teams had the best possession, had bigger possession against Luton, 60-odd%. Liverpool had 60-odd% possession against Luton, didn't score to the 90th minute to nick a draw, and Man United had more shots on target than Liverpool. Man City won 2-1 and were 1-0 down and didn't have as much shots on target as Man United. Arsenal, cruising at certain points of that game, and it took for Declan Rice to score in the 90+7th minute, and they had more shots. Man United had more shots on target than all of these teams who styles make fights, as they say in boxing. And I do get that Man United got a bigger problem. We're not going to be technically sound until the midfield changes. I agree with that. Casemiro, not good enough technically.
NBA
Bruno,
says
not good enough.
Mainoo dominated nothing. Barkley bossed.
And Lokonga had a good game as well.
They played well, but how many shots did Onana have to save? How many shots on target did Luton have?
I think that's how it depends how you look at it. I think you had loads of chances, you said, to kill the game off, and you didn't. Because you're already 2-1 up, but as in to actually kill the game off properly. But then on the flip side, Luton had so many chances as well, just not crisp and clinical enough in the final third. They were creating stuff, but just no one there to get on the end of anything or have that little bit of quality in the box.
The lack of quality.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, because I did feel that over the course of the game, I felt like Luton probably deserved to come away with probably a point or something from that game. They deserved to get something out of it, I felt like. But credit to United.
But that's the way Luton come off the pitch against all of the big teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
So also we can look at the stat. All of a sudden, because Man United have done it, it's gone, Ten Hag got no thing, got this. But then you know what? Look at all the other big teams that have gone there. Everyone struggled there.
So I agree with you, right? I think we have to just give credit to Luton at Kenneth Road. Like, they are.
They compete.
And
they were 2-0 down.
They cause issues for everyone. Liverpool didn't win there. Arsenal nearly dropped points. But because it's consistent with Ten Hag in terms of the style of play, like, he seems to want to give up possession, or he seems to want to be the counter-attacking team or whatever. Maybe he sees that as United's DNA. That's why it's standing out maybe more to United.
And
I'm seeing a lot of criticism for it. Probably because it's a running theme.
And that's why I'm saying, like, our midfield must change.
Yeah. But he's the one that wants that midfield. Yeah. That's the problem.
Well, what's going to be interesting is what we're going to see in the summer. Like, because Casemiro, he can't do it. No. He can't do it. We're asking for trouble.
Is this Fabinho territory?
Yeah.
Is he there yet?
For me, technically, like, he's got experience, and the odd time he can do well, and he did well for us last season. But the way we want to play the game, and everyone's saying like Bruno's not playing well, and I agree, he's playing awfully right now. But Eriksen, the game's going to pass him by with his legs. It's just not going to work. McTominay's best as a super sub. Amrabat's not good. And now Man United fans are saying that Ahmad should be playing in the 10. Like, from nowhere. In the Premier League, like, let's just not do this. Until we get to the summer, let's wait and see.
All right, we're going to move on to Liverpool. Actually, before we do Liverpool, let's just once again mention Match Bingo.
Yeah, man. Listen, Match Bingo, we've been working with them now for a little bit on DR Sports. It's a bingo app for football, where every goal, save, throw-in, corner or sub can win you cash prizes. Maybe even enough cash to buy Dan Ashworth out of his contract at Newcastle.
Which ain't going to cost 20 million, by the way.
That Newcastle are still holding out for that 20 million fee there. As you know, very fun game. We've seen some of our own followers and subscribers win cash prizes in the app. So make sure you join along. You can buy up to 5 cards per game, which gives you the best chance of hitting all the bingo boxes. The best bit is 10 free cards a month. Cards are £2 each, so we're giving you 10 free ones per month. You can play West Ham v Brentford this weekend for free and come away with a £100 cash prize. But you can also buy more cards to win more prizes, and every card you purchase supports a charity of your choice. We've chosen the Stroke Association. Very unique and rare that a brand that we work with actually does something like that. £575 to be won on the Super Game this week. Bless you, bless you. All you have to do is find a game you'd like to watch, and once you've got that game, get yourself some cards to play along, and then just sit back and relax and get a vertical line, 2 vertical lines, or a full house to win. Get notified whilst you're on the go. It keeps you up to date with everything that's going on. I was actually at the game on Saturday, and I had the Match Bingo. So I was looking for the events to happen on the pitch and then looking at my phone. And again, I was a few shy. But you have to be over 18. You have to play responsibly and be gamble aware. vBrentford.org if you want to find out more.
Over 10,000 of you watching. Let's get it to 3,000 likes. Thank you very much for joining us on today's show. Let's get into that. Liverpool had a little bit of a tricky assignment going away to Brentford, but they dealt with it very, very well. 4-1 winners of the game, still top of the league. Darwin scoring and Salah back.
Yeah. Do you know what it was?
And you was at the game.
I was super nervous going into this game. I think my prediction on this show was 3-1, but as I was walking up to the ground, I thought I'll take a 2-1. You know how your prediction changes. You drive up to Anfield, you go, take a 0-0. But yeah, listen, not the best start either. Brentford had a couple of half chances. Do you know what? Ivan Toney is some specimen. You know, when you see him up close, he's so quick. He hangs off the back of the weakest defender. He'll go and sniff out the weakest one and then just hang on them, look for the balls from the goalkeeper to flick them on. He's some player, man. And again, on another day, maybe one of their half chances goes in. But yeah, I was gobsmacked with Darwin Núñez's finishes, because from where I was, and again, rival fans have got in this habit of going, wait, with Darwin, and then he'll just do a madness. Like the Bournemouth fans did twice this season. Now the Brentford fans have done it again, but he's through on goal. And he's got so much time and space. I'm going, please, Darwin, please, 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 please. Eyes closed. I didn't know what to think.
He could have passed it.
And then when
you have to make sure you score.
I saw Michael Owen tweet about it today. 9 strikers out of 10, they side foot it into the corner. They drill it down. Yeah. It's all on the floor. You just finish, bag it, move on. Yeah. For some reason, this man, and his brain works in a way that no other man works.
He needs to be studied.
Right? He does need to be studied. I mean, you're 17 yards away and you're going for a dink.
It's mad.
I didn't even know you could get up
Salah
and down
wouldn't
in
even
that
do
time. No.
He's a great finisher.
And as the ball's gone up in the air, I've gone,
Because it was so high, you're like, I'm not sure.
I saw it go over the bar.
It's a really hard
and
skill
it's
to
just
do
the
that,
madness,
man.
right?
It was a great goal.
So that's 1-0, and again,
goal.
so unorthodox, but it goes in the back of the net, and then from that kind of period, Liverpool control the game. Horrendous injury to Diogo Jota. I mean, his luck with injuries is a joke. I mean, we're talking about 2 months from what I'm hearing.
Probably like innocuous one as well.
Well, it's one of them where like someone on their phone in the game, because obviously I didn't know what happened in the game because you don't see it, but someone showed me the replay, and it was one of them where you go, oh,
what was it?
It landed on him.
I can show you after. So he's down.
He landed on him,
and
no?
then Norgard, his whole body lands on Jota's knee, which goes into the floor.
Well, like the coup foul on Martinez when he let his whole body weight.
Do you remember the Ibrahimovic one when the knee goes?
Jarred
bro,
back.
I'll show you that. Yeah,
like in the moment, you look at it and think like, oh, what's happened there? Like,
and then what happened was he just sits down on the floor and the whole way and goes, oh my God, again. And then he stands up and we're going, he wears the number 20. And then he sits down again and then you think, wow. And then Curtis Jones comes off. Again, maybe a race to be fit for Sunday for him.
But Salah's back though.
But Salah, the king returned, Robbie. Half time, actually just before half time, he had an open goal that he should have scored. Don't know how he missed. He should have had a hat trick. But second half, obviously we get that second goal. Really, really good finish as well. And then the third one with Salah. Again, the strength.
Was that Collins he pushed over?
Yeah.
Collins supposed to be highly rated.
6'4" as well. Move.
Like Brentford just got dusted.
But I have to say, McAllister's goal, great assist from Salah, but a really tidy finish. And when you actually look at the price of McAllister and Endo, these guys are going under the radar in terms of signings of the season. Endo was my man of the match. Thought he was sensational. Conor Bradley was sensational again. He was getting a lot of love from the away end. And then the fourth goal from Cody Gakpo kind of just killed the game off, because with that Tony consolation goal, you were thinking 15 to go, and only 2 goals in it. Yeah. But listen, we got the win. Great win from Liverpool. Great away and great 3 points.
The defending by
horrendous.
So bad.
Yeah. Probably the worst I've seen this season.
The
regular on that first one. What is
Burnley? Some of the Burnley defending against Arsenal.
Awful.
I don't know, man. Some of that. I think the minute I saw Pinnock weren't playing, I was like, I feared for them.
Yeah,
and it was spot on, and that was they're going to sort their defence out.
Tell you what, if you want to go to a football stadium and be a plane spotter, that is the best stadium in the world. Honestly, it was mental. And they're coming fast, just over the stadium. Thinking,
a good win for Liverpool.
Great win for Liverpool.
Good win for Arsenal as well. Away from home, 6-0 last week away from home. 5-0 this week.
I told you it would be 5. You were like, nah, that won't happen 2 weeks
Should actually have been more. So, I mean, Trossard missed an easy chance. Eddie missed a chance. Could have been 6 or 7 that game.
Yeah, it could have.
Total domination right from the kickoff. Arsenal were absolutely brilliant on the day. They really played well.
Great goal from Odegaard as well.
Great goal by who controlled the game. Odegaard, I think, was a magician in that game. And it was a really, really good performance by Arsenal. Keeps up the heat on Liverpool and the heat on City. And that's all you can do. When you're sort of second, third place, you know what I mean, you just got to keep the pressure on the guys at the top. But I think Arsenal at the moment, you know, this is the best we've been playing this season.
Yeah, by far.
I don't know what happened, right? But I said,
Dubai, innit?
Dubai tourist boards, get on an ad right now about how you can go and rejuvenate yourself. Because the Arsenal that I saw play against Fulham, in comparison to what I'm seeing now, is like night and day.
21
you know
goals
what I mean?
in 5 games.
It's,
Yeah.
but do you know what it is? It's
And they just look like somebody was saying to me on Saturday, but you know, they created all them chances against West Ham when they lost that game. And look, the game after, there was no difference. I said, no, there was a difference because we created chances against West Ham. But I remember being at that game when we lost to them at home. And we were still slow. We still we created chances, but we weren't incisive. Whereas now they're looking sharp.
Got like killer instinct.
They're looking confident. They're looking,
sure.
you know what I mean? So that little trip to Dubai, ever since they've come back from there, they've just been scoring goals for fun. They're keeping clean sheets as well, defending really well. You could see
Raya's looking
on
decent
Saturday
as
how,
well.
Raya's playing really well, and they're desperate to keep clean sheets, which is another good trait. And Arsenal at the moment looking good. This is a very exciting title race. You know what I mean? You've got Liverpool winning. You've got all right, City drop points, but we know City. You know, a City. They've got the experience. They're still the favourites to win it, and Arsenal are definitely in this race. Yeah, I mean, they're looking very good at the moment.
It's this season's defense with last season's attack. That's what the last couple of games has been like. Ruthlessness. Saka's right foot finish. I mean, I love it.
Wicked.
When a left-footed, because you know left-footers when they're growing up, they're the special ones. You don't need to use your right foot, so I'm going to be even more one-footed than anybody else. But this right foot near post high finish that he's putting in.
It's like an Aguero kind of
Yeah,
thing.
it's an Aguero.
He's done that a few times as
He's
well.
done it. That's what I'm saying. It's a habit. It's becoming a habit.
Yeah.
So now you can't even show him onto his left because he's going to just say, right, I'm going to put it on my right, I'm going to roof it. So, but Odegaard as well recently, last couple, I mean, this guy, he's been the best midfielder in the league. With these performances, he's just been ridiculous. So, it's scary. We're getting close to emergency settings again.
No emergency. This is brilliant.
Not there yet.
Arsenal kicking into form at the right time. This is brilliant. I want to give Mikel Arteta his props because actually Arsenal have gone from they go through these different question marks that get thrown at the squad through different periods, right? But when you look at it overall, because you shouldn't have changed the goalkeeper, it's unsettling and stuff like that, and Havertz is this, we're scoring less goals. We need a striker in January. We didn't get it, and we're not scoring enough. He's just stuck to the changes that he's made to that squad. And actually, if you go back to last season, if you was to be without Jesus, Zinchenko, Tomiyasu, and Partey, you couldn't survive. And look now, you're playing some of the best football. And actually, on Kai Havertz, I'm going to be honest. People saying he's a flop of the season and all that. I've been in that camp. Yeah. Do you know what? He deserves big props because when you actually
flop of the season,
but I'm saying that the early signs were like this guy, man. When you actually look at how he plays the game, I can see why Arteta's bought him.
Very important
because
player
he's
for
an
the team
intelligent
right now.
player who links the play. He does the work that maybe not everybody sees. Doesn't get the goals that maybe he should get. But the way he knits the play together and where he knows how to float and make things complete within the midfield. Yeah. I think he deserves.
No, you're right, Flex. He's been playing really well, and the role that he's playing, a very selfless role.
He goes under the radar, man.
And then the other good thing about him is that he's a player that can play in a lot of positions. So you can put him up front.
Yeah.
Right. You can put, and his defensive work, the way he helps out in defence and that. And the other thing about Arsenal at the moment, they're just sending the fear into everybody every time they get a set piece because they've got all these different set piece routines that they've got. So every time they get a corner now, there's a big fear. And another player that I want to single out and just give a lot of praise to, right? And I still hear sometimes slander, maybe from other fans for this player. Not slander, but, they still don't give him the full props. Is Gabriel at the back. He is been brilliant. He was brilliant last season, and he's been brilliant this season. And he's just been so good.
I'd
for
have him
Arsenal.
over Saliba this year.
He-
Like in terms
yeah.
of consistent,
Probably,
how the
yeah,
level
he's
he's playing at.
he's
Like
probably
him
been
and
the
Van
hype's
Dijk.
on Saliba because he's the new
Yeah, I can
Saliba's
see
the
that.
best. But
I
Him
think
and
if you
Van
look
Dijk have
at,
been the
if you
best
look
two
at how
in the league,
improved,
yeah.
how improved
Don't
as
know about
well
Van Dijk, mate.
Gabriel is as well.
Yeah.
I think that's where you have to give him the credit.
So,
for.
you know, at the top now, it's getting really interesting because you've got Liverpool on 57 points after 25 games. Arsenal in second place now on 55 points, 2 points behind. Man City on 53 points, but of course, they've played a game less. They've got a game in hand, so if they win that game in hand, they would go second, which would then, if they did do it, it'd be 57, 56, 55.
Yeah.
You can't get tighter. It's a very, very
They playing during the
tight.
week?
They are playing during the
City got
week.
Brentford,
They've got
Brentford,
at home.
Brentford did the double over City last season as well.
Come on, Sid.
This version
So
of Brentford.
I don't think this Brentford will.
Arsenal got Porter, haven't they?
Yeah, Arsenal got
Come on,
Arsenal
Brentford.
got Arsenal in the
Come on,
Champions League,
Ivan.
yeah. So it's really, really exciting. And Villa, good win for Aston Villa. They Ollie Watkins, 2 goals for him. He's still banging
Can
the
we just
goals
talk
in.
about the Fulham throw-in for a sec? Did anyone see it?
No.
That led to the goal.
Oh, yeah, it was
I didn't see
disgraceful.
it. I
mean,
saw the
it led
goals,
to-
but I didn't see.
It led to the goal. I mean, I don't know who it was that
I saw it.
took the throw in, but basically just passed it directly to Villa.
Oh, is it?
And then that was it.
Yeah.
It was so poor. This is what I always say about Fulham being so frustrating.
they're a
like
weird team.
1 minute they're like,
Oh, was it
So
the,
good.
Yeah.
Willian? I know-
yeah, I think it was. I think it was Willian actually.
Yeah,
I think it was. But yeah, 1 week they're so good and they just beat a team like 3-0 or score 5
beat us.
goals, and then the next
Yeah.
week they're just
That's
all
what they are,
over.
though, them.
It's
But
so
Villa-
annoying.
Well, we got them next, so
Big
hopefully
win,
they keep that.
big win for Villa, and that moves them into 4th place, above Spurs.
I'm rooting
Drop
for this
points.
team so much.
2
man.
good
49.
finishes from
Spurs just-
Watkins.
I had a lot of Villa fans come for me this weekend as well.
That top
Had a
6 now.
bad weekend. Bad
top
weekend.
6 now is,
Locked
Villa
off.
in 4th place, Tottenham in 5th now, 2 points behind Villa, and as you said, Flex, 3 points back. You've got Manchester United breathing down the neck.
We'll have a game in hand. Unfortunately, that game in hand is Chelsea.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right, some of the other games just to run through over the weekend. Newcastle dropping points at home. They were actually losing, weren't they? They were losing to Bournemouth. But Bournemouth, Newcastle came back. Matt Ritchie, wasn't it, with the equaliser in the end.
Yeah.
A 2-2 draw, but it was a real fortress. Newcastle.
Not anymore.
But it's, that fortress is not like that anymore. Sheffield United yesterday, horrendous. Shipping 5 goals. They look like they're definitely
Mason
down.
Holgate, you are a disgrace,
Okay,
by the
that-
way.
was it in the 70s?
You are a
Some of the
disgrace.
Sheffield United players were saying I didn't think.
One of
Yeah.
the
Chris
worst
Wilder
tackles.
said, well, 5 years ago, you probably get away with it, but
No,
the game's
never
moved on.
get
Are
away
you
with
mad?
No, I heard him say that.
Are you
I'm like,
No,
Graham
get away with
Souness.
that when?
No,
the
no,
studs
You
no.
wouldn't have
were
got
at
away with that
the
30
knee.
years ago,
So
mate.
high.
The studs were at the
Oh.
knee.
Chopper Harris
God.
days you wouldn't
chopped
get
him.
away with
Harris,
Jesus.
bro, trust me.
Terrible.
He actually deserved a red card and
And
a blue card, if you can even do that.
Couple
Why
weeks
would you
ago.
do that in the 70th minute unless, I don't know, man.
And then for him to go,
What is
Yeah.
he?
I don't
I don't necessarily think he meant
Yeah,
to.
I
don't think
hate
that was
saying like, yeah,
intention
you're a horrible
behind
person.
it,
You
but-
meant to try and end
No,
his
I don't
career.
think he tried to do
But
that.
it's a horrible
really
head
stupid,
shaking.
reckless
What he's
challenge.
thinking.
And Nottingham Forest, a big win for them, beating West Ham 2-0.
Oh, West Ham,
David
man.
Moyes under
Tell
serious
you
pressure.
what.
The banners were out.
Did you see
in
David
the
Moyes?
ground.
Brilliant.
What he
I'm
said?
the one that
David
said
Did you see
it.
what he said?
Yeah.
David
That was
Moyes
a
in that-
message
in
to
that
Nicky.
press conference. You hear him?
That was a message for
Unbelievable.
Nicky.
Nicky Hawkins.
That was for
However-
Nicky.
What's
He's in
your
trouble,
opinions?
though.
I want to get your opinions on this, right?
Hudson-Odoi.
Is it time now to change Moyes forward? Do you agree with the West Ham fans, or do you agree with David Moyes? Moyes saying that they should be grateful. They hadn't really done
And they
nothing
should,
until,
like-
But
you
they-
know,
so-
right?
They should be
And the
grateful.
a section of West Ham fans saying enough is enough. We want him out. Where do you stand on it?
But both can be right because I
agree.
get both sides.
Mm.
When you've got Kudus and you've got Paqueta
Paqueta.
and you've got these talented players that they're bringing in, they're not bringing in McTominays and Maguires, which is what you wanted, but they're bringing in more technical, players. You want to see a brand of football that goes with that. Otherwise, why did you waste your money bringing them in? But that's not David Moyes' remit. He likes the Fellaini's, he likes the Antonios, he likes these players.
it, show that.
And to his credit, he
Suchek.
has got West Ham performing higher than I've seen West Ham in ages. I don't know, it's probably since I was
Still eight,
was
Matisse.
birthed. Like this guy has
Since
got
you were
them.
born.
This guy's got them to Europa League semi-final, on the cusp of a final, and really could have if it wasn't for a few errors from Cresswell and etc. He's won a trophy in Europe, which not many teams can say that they've done. and he's got them performing in the league in and around where they'd want to be. It's not the way they want to do it, but he's got them there regardless.
Above Chelsea.
Yeah, thank you for that. I didn't know that. So I can see where Moyes is coming from. But the thing is with
so keep Moyes.
the thing is with this, I'd leave it to the end of the season and just see where they finish, because I think out of respect, I don't think
where does he have to finish to stay for you? If you were a West Ham fan, where would he have to finish?
He probably can't stay now.
I think he can't stay now. Like, I think his contract's running out. So you just let him go at the end of the season. But respectfully, I think you let him finish.
Do you think the West Ham fans have been too hard on him?
Yeah, I agree with Matisse. I think it's both sides of the coin I can see. I think it might be a point where he's taken them as far as he can possibly take them, but then they need to go and then they need to have an attacking style manager for where they want to progress to. But I would also say be careful what you wish for, because I think if you step back and look at what he has achieved for West Ham, everything that Matisse just said, he has overachieved without doubt. And even last season, they were all focusing on the Conference League. Their league form wasn't very good. And that's what he said. He said this time last year, we were Forest. We were trying to hang on and stay in the league. But this season, they're being able to actually, the last couple of weeks haven't been good, but they have been able to actually compete and had a respectable place in the table.
I see where the West Ham fans are coming from, man. The dross that they play. When I look at the players that they've got, like you said, Kudus, he's got
Bowen,
Paquetá.
He's been injured as well.
He's got quality. He's got a lot of quality in that team, and the way they set up sometimes and play. I get it. You come into the Emirates, I understand it. You're going to Anfield, I understand it. Old Trafford, but say you're playing at home somewhere. I watched when they played Bournemouth. They got played off the park, and I'm like, come on, do you not have a tactic that is not just?
But that's his style. You wouldn't ask Sean Dyche to play teams off the park.
Yeah, but I'm saying that those fans have had enough of that style.
Yeah.
They want to see,
which I get.
With the players that they've got, they want to see some better football. They want to see decent football. They want to see,
and they deserve it. If I'm honest,
and I think if they played decent football with those players, they could possibly do better.
But if he's out of contract anyway.
Look at the play. When I looked at their team when they played us in that first game,
Bowen, Kudus.
That's a good side, man.
Yeah. It is, but
in certain areas, you're like, yo.
I have to emphasise again, though, they won a trophy. Stratford was mad.
They won a trophy. And that trophy that they won as well, I wanted to just rewind, they're supposed to win that trophy. When you looked at the teams that was in that Conference League, the teams they played...
Did win it.
Yeah, they did win it, but they're supposed to win it.
Yeah, how many times have Arsenal meant to win the Europa League?
I know. That's true. No, you're right.
You know what I mean? You've got to give credit. You have to give credit.
I'm giving...
What are you doing?
Hey, hold on. Wait a minute. Abby, you're not in the trophy argument.
She's making it worse.
Abby, win trophy.
I don't need to be in it. I'm letting him do it for me.
I take your point on that, and you are right. But I still think that, I don't know, man. I think they need to change him. He's
Graham Potter end of the season.
At the end of the season,
it's time for more exciting football there. With the players they got, the stadium where they are, and that. I mean,
can't lie, Nicky Hawkins fan cams are going off.
Someone said to
that little
Nicky
kid, that's the definition of tin pot, mate. Shout out to that kid. I think his name's Abel. Yeah, he must be like 12 or something. Shout out to him.
Someone said to Nicky Hawkins that Calvin Phillips is not the Yorkshire pudding.
Yorkshire pudding. I saw that.
And he's been, by the way,
what a bad start.
Terrible, isn't he?
Yeah, he's playing like someone he ain't played in 80
Do you reckon he
months,
still gets a call up?
If he does,
Mainu rise.
If he gets a call up,
he's mad.
If he gets
Hobby,
he will as well.
He'll get a call up to Power League, mate, in the summer.
Could you see Gareth Southgate at West Ham?
He's having a tough time.
I could so see it.
Imagine
Gareth Southgate at West Ham. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, true.
When you got
you
got like Villa, Brighton, Newcastle, they get all the praise for overachieving, playing this way, certain way. Nothing tangible to really show for it. That's why you got to put weight on trophies, because that's what you're leaving with. You're not leaving with all this pretty football.
But both statements are right, though.
Do you know
Moyes has basically taken them as far as he can take them. But West Ham fans are not wrong for wanting to get higher standards, because when you keep staying in that sort of like mentality of like, oh, we're just little old West Ham, like you're never gonna, you have to be able to strive for more. So
okay, let me just round up things. So just to look at the bottom of the table: Sheffield United on 13, Burnley on 13, Everton on 19, And
They
Luton
play tonight,
out of
Everton.
the bottom
Oh,
three
big
on
game.
20. Of course, we don't know what's going to happen with points deductions and stuff like that. So there still could be a chance at the bottom there for those teams. Everton, like you said, AGT playing Crystal Palace tonight. Some other games to look forward to. Man City on Tuesday, their game in hand against Brentford. At home, you'd expect them to win that. On a Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, it's the return of Liverpool taking on Luton. Right? Liverpool will be playing Luton at home.
I'll be
right?
at the
because
game.
you've got to play that game ahead of the League Cup final. And of course, Arsenal going away to Porto.
Remember what happened last time you played a Portuguese team in European competition?
Yeah, we went out.
Ramsey got lobbed is what happened.
Right.
Damn shame.
But now they got Raya.
You hate it.
Damn shame.
No efficiency points, please.
Exactly. You know what? If we
Go, keep
We're
going.
relying on you for
Always
efficiency
going.
points.
Yeah.
Listen, you should be begging us to do well this season in the Champions League, right?
You don't deserve
because
it.
if we
sorry.
finish,
Not after that
if-
Champions League
if-
showing.
Yes, we do.
I think
No, you don't deserve
did I
it.
not see that if it's an Arsenal
deserve it
City
because we're gonna
final
finish fourth.
quarters,
I think you both have to
we
get
definitely
quarters.
get a 5th place.
You get
and
quarters.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm working the final, so I don't want that. And
imagine you.
no, and also I start working
You
for
at the
UEFA.
final.
I start working for the UEFA from the quarters. So
You at the
I'm going to be
final.
coming with you to a couple games if
Oh
you
my
get
God!
there.
You at the final with Arsenal.
Honestly, is it
Even
worth
though-
is it worth the bad,
So
guys?
can I say
Is it
this
worth it?
right? Would it be a bigger fish to fry situation if Arsenal were to get knocked out to Porto, but it gives you a stronger chance to win the Prem because you got one game a week?
Stop trying to lead me into you. You
It's-
see,
Remember when that draw got done, I said Porto wouldn't even score a goal over 2 legs.
Yeah,
That's
you
what I
said
said. I said
Don't
easy.
You know,
Easy
I'm just saying, Robbie.
Easy draw. And Arsenal in this form,
Go away.
you'll go mash up Porto. You'll mash up Porto.
Don't leave me down that path.
Can you bring us back some natters because they're really nice?
What's that?
The little
Pastel de nata.
Thank you.
What is that?
They're better in
You never had
Lisbon,
them?
though. They're
What,
better
never
in
had them?
Lisbon.
Oh, I thought they were unreal in Porto.
No,
in
they're
that
better
shop
in
in
Lisbon.
by the cathedral.
Well, we're going
Yeah,
through
that's
this.
what
That
we're
shop.
Stopping in Lisbon first.
That's
and
the
then
shop.
going. Right, so looking
By the way,
forward
it's
to
the
that.
You can
Maradona
get
derby
them
as
at the
well.
airport.
Yeah,
You can get them
Maradona
at-
derby, Napoli versus Barcelona. But looking forward to that. Arsenal against Porto, really exciting. And yeah, it's going to be good. Let's get some more
Right, a couple of super chats. United nor Spurs will finish 4th, both banter clubs. Villa will get us, says Zizou. Nice to see you busy in your retirement, Zidane. Elliot says nothing. Shout out to you. Oliver Jean says Axel Disasi better than Kanate and Saliba. Do you want me to close this laptop?
Yeah, that's true. That's
Regan's back, not Tegan.
Someone always
Arsenal
got
will
scored
win
a
the
party.
Champions League, definitely.
Big up, Tegan. Sorry, Regan.
Can you imagine if
Canadian
it was?
Guna, please more time on the Spurs cooking segment until she runs out of excuses and somehow brings the 2019 Champions League final nonsense. # Spurs are
Wasn't a pen.
muggles of football.
Wasn't a pen though.
Ronnie Dodgy read his out. Yavendra says Matisse is obsessed and jealous of Liverpool. Lad, your team spent $1 billion and you are 10th and you played like prime Sean Dyche Burnley against City. What do you want, a pat on the back? There's your pat. That was quite a hard one. Nitarez says, Flex, would you sell Rashford if PSG comes in?
Ooh.
I'll answer it for you, yes.
No, I want him to answer.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have to.
No, 100%.
Yeah,
Would.
you have to.
Yeah.
100%.
Frankie Fasthand says, Matisse, you sausage. I added that bit. When Reece James comes back, and if Gusto continues on this brilliant form, who would you rather have breakfast with? What would you eat? Eggs. What
Would
are
you
you talking
rather?
This is a
about?
very strange super chat.
I
Would you
thought we was
rather
going
have-
somewhere, and then
Say, would you rather play?
it's all
Yeah,
mad.
Would you rather
I
have
thought that was
breakfast
that would have
with
been a
them?
very
I
good
don't know,
question.
man. NBA highs. Mainu dominated nothing. Barkley bossed you guys.
Of course he did.
Ellie says, if Spurs were 10th, we'd be bantering Abby. By the way, $1 billion spent and no jokes about 10th place Chelsea. AGT cash.
There's always jokes.
It's always a cash
There's always
joke.
Get
jokes.
on the t-shirt.
Deepan, who will challenge for a PL title soonest? Ineos United or Clear Lake Chelsea? Which revamp will be successful? We can probably do another video.
Come on,
about that.
Daniel Ashworth. Come on.
Great question.
You got to
20
pay
million.
20 mil
We're
though,
not
my
going to pay
friend.
20 mil. Don't listen to that.
How much you pay?
You think
Hour.
Newcastle are going to put someone on garden leave where they got PSR problems and pay him for 2 years for doing
No
nothing? Do you think
chance.
that?
No way.
Yeah, true.
Use your brains,
Richie's
guys.
hour says Bayern Munich
Man
lose
United,
again.
you spend a
Abby
lot.
and X
Ineos.
broke
Mad,
Kane.
mad.
Dino Claw.
Hold on.
Oh, whoa.
Wheel it up. Money
Harry,
pull up.
what? Harry Kane, man.
It's not. Listen, it ain't me and X. It's Eric.
Do you know
Dyer.
what? Yeah,
It's
not
Eric
his
Dyer.
fault.
So
What
I'm
you
gonna, because I
doing,
saw
man?
what Cam said
Botch 'em.
yesterday, and I'm
What
gonna
did
defend
Cam
Harry
say?
Kane. I'm sorry.
100%.
This guy has more goals than games, How can you blame him?
case, bro.
How can you blame him? What do you want him to do?
And he
Do you want him to
scored
go back and
yesterday.
defend when Upamecano is doing some foolishness back there? I've been telling people about this defender.
I didn't think he was sending off yesterday.
Yeah, but
It wasn't a sending
No,
off.
it wasn't
making
a
mistakes.
It wasn't sending off. It
Come
wasn't a
on,
pen.
man.
Nah,
It wasn't
man,
even
I'm
a pen
sorry.
yesterday.
Now Kane's rubbish. It is.
It was
Let's put
nothing
Kane
to
in
do
the
with
City
Kane.
team next.
Nothing to do with Kane.
Suppose you don't win a trophy going to Bayern, man.
It's sad.
Then he's cursed.
Yeah, he is cursed, yeah. It's sad.
What are the
took
chances
Dyer.
of Mbappe joining your club, says SN, or head over to AFTV, they're pretty convinced. Raphael says...
Stop your narrative. We know he's going Real Madrid, but
Of course
You're
he
in the
is.
mix,
but
though.
the thing is, I'd say
You're in
this.
the hat.
Be in the
Hold on.
Arsenal.
This is what I'd say, right? I want to ask you guys this question.
get a numerical
He's going.
percentage.
He'll go Real Madrid, of
course.
right?
Raul, hold
They'll
that.
do whatever it takes to get him, right? Even if they have to sell, say, Vinicius, they'll do it, right? But if it came down to he had to go to a club in England right now, right? We know he won't go City because Haaland's
It's
there.
Arsenal or Liverpool, isn't it?
I think Arsenal would be the
Why
most
couldn't he go
attractive
City and play
club
on the
to
left
go to.
then?
Because if you think of it,
What if Salah
it
leaves?
would be
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Know what I
It would be Liverpool or Arsenal he'd choose from, right?
Could be City. What, Doku and Grealish can keep
No,
Mbappe out?
but I'm saying probably because Haaland's there. Yeah, I mean, he's probably, you know, that Ronaldo and Messi
don't know,
thing.
man.
Do they want to play together? But what would be more attractive, Liverpool or Arsenal? I think Arsenal, because Klopp's going. I think Arsenal's more attractive.
Don't go anywhere.
It's irrelevant because it's not going to happen.
No,
So-
but I'm just saying
Don't go
because
Bridesmaid-
now it's
bridesmaid
irrelevant.
chat
What
again.
would you say? Because, what would you say?
I would say, bon
Who would you
chance, mon
marry
ami.
if-
Good luck, my friend, wherever you go.
Come and emulate Thierry Henry?
Raphael says, Havertz more goals than Enzo, Gakpo, Madders and Bruno. Actually, Gakpo's got 10 for the season. And Liverpool, the only team with 4 players to hit 10 or more in all comps. And Diaz has got 9.
Do you have stats for other teams?
No, just mine.
Because I've just realised.
Oh, here's a stat.
Sometimes
you-
they're not even
you
real.
only have stats for his
Here's
team.
a stat.
Go on.
A man like Tanish says, just to correct flex, Luton had 60% possession, not United, and Bruno didn't miss Lukonga, made a lung-busting run to make a very good low block.
Oh, was it
Absolutely.
fake stat?
Oh, fake
I said we had less
fake
possession
flex.
than Luton.
Dino
was my
Claw.
point.
We're trying to rattle through these.
Said we have more shots on target.
Dino says February
Big
and
fat
still
cry.
no Villa fan invited. Are you excited for Villa Park Abbey?
Buzzing.
Clara Bitsy. AGT, are you worried if Bayern come in for Xabi and replace Tuchel, or are you still confident he'll be the new Liverpool manager? He'll go to Liverpool. I can't lie. He will. NBA highs. Chelsea will show LFC levels in the final, just like they did at Anfield a couple of weeks ago. Peter, hearing Salah might have another injury. Any truth? I'm hearing he might miss Wednesday, which makes me very, very nervous for Sunday. Jishin says, Robbie, why is your hoodie in 240p?
Oh, because
I thought
What does that even say?
Yeah. I thought it was having a migraine.
Am I having a migraine? Is it a blurry? And I said, no. He said,
No, what does it say?
He said, no, I don't
Darwin.
know. I don't know.
you don't know what it says. He said, I don't know what it says.
The style of it.
Honestly, can't tell what it says.
Boohoo man.
Ah,
This
right.
is Boohoo.
Yeah. I'm
Maybe they just
sponsored
didn't
by
print it
Boohoo Man,
properly.
innit?
Ma-
No, this is the design of it, innit?
Boo-hoo, yeah, very
It's got
much
everyone
so.
looking, though, innit? True. It's got everyone looking.
20% off on AFTV now.
Yeah, but looking at it like, what the fuck?
Martise,
fuck
it's
is
funny now you're very vocal to criticise Havertz, but you're silent to give praise. Speak on him today, says King Rio. Jim says, can we talk about Rio's comments about Saka not being world class? I respect you for preferring
Hold on,
Foden.
let me just stop there.
I've
because,
got to rattle
Rio,
through them though, isn't it?
Rio
So,
is what I say with Rio Ferdinand's comments, right? If Foden is
Tell him
world
hold up.
class, so is Saka. It's as simple as that.
but it's a big if.
Right? I'm
If
not sure
they
if
are.
either of them are world
Yeah.
class, but if he's saying Foden's world class, so is Saka. He's what he tried to use where he was saying that he's done it in the Champions League and stuff. Well, what about Saka?
Saka's
not,
true.
Saka's
So
not
he's
had a
done it on
chance
the
to be in the
world
Champions
sta-
League till
He's
this
not had the
season,
chance of this season. And if you look at Saka, 2 years in a row voted the England's best player, right? Was one of England's best players at the Euros and at the World Cup, right? So he does it on the world stage as well as do it at the Premier League as well.
I'd rather
So-
just say both of them aren't yet.
Yeah.
And just kind of wait
Exactly.
till the last
Just wait.
minute.
No,
Either they
yeah.
are,
But
either
I
they
think they're both
are.
going to be. They're both
They
going
either
to be.
both are or they both ain't. They're
both
both
gonna be.
absolute.
Right,
top
let me
quality
rattle
players.
through these guys. Nitro Rez says City are vulnerable compared to last season. Grealish has not played this season. Stones is out too. City haven't been able to replace Morris and Gundogan. They were the key players last season. Shannon says, so pleased with how we're playing at the moment. Porto midweek, I'm feeling very confident. Not saying we'll win the Champions League, but the final could be possible one game at a time. O'Malley, 4 to go, says English media was pumping up Calvin Phillips. I wasn't. I've always said he's trash. Wondering why he couldn't smell the pitch with City. He's been an absolute disaster. Woodsy says AGT, so you know Jones out till after Euros. Not true. Josh Barton, hopefully no relation to Joey. Goated show, glad all 5 of you are back. And Anomaly says Arsenal scored 21 goals in 5 games, but yet no striker. And don't forget, just to round it up, Match Bingo. Scan to download. The QR code is on the screen now. Like bingo, but for football, can win cash prizes, buy up to 5 cards per game. Download the app. It's easy as chips, Robbie.
Listen, thank you very much. It's been a real packed show today. Thank you very much for watching. To all of you, over 10,000 of you consistently watching the show.
2.5K likes.
So really appreciate you guys. Want to thank our great panel as well, back together. Flex, AGT, Abby, and of course Matisse. And of course there's games coming up this week. And you want to check out the weekend preview this week. Of course, we're going to be looking ahead to that big cup final. Chelsea versus Liverpool. Who's going to win it?
Come on, Chelsea.
Can we put the round table at Wembley? Come outside.
Leave it with me.
We might have to do that. I mean,
don't want Klopp to get any trophies in his way out.
Just quickly,
None.
Just quick before we go. You confident we can win it?
No.
I prefer not to speak.
What he's holding is what they're going to do.
Matisse, man.
We'll see.
You're
Talk to me on Thursday.
Okay. AGT's confident. Matisse not quite so. We'll get more insight on Thursday. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to DL Sports. Big up Tegan.
Yeah, big her up.
And Regan.
Yeah, why not? I'll see her in a few hours.
That's what I thought you just said.
No.
Okay.
I said big up to you.
Big up to you. Big up to you. And we'll see you on the next one.
Think you can finish ahead of Arsenal?
I think we can. I feel like having everyone back now, we should hopefully get a little bit of consistency going.
I said me slip up in them.
What we going for? You ready?
Listen, I just said we're in a top 4 race. You're in a title race.
So then you can't slip up, right?
No, but you can't slip up.
I said me slip up in them.
What we going for? You ready?
Yeah, no one can slip
I
up.
will be there, don't worry.
You'll be there.
Conference?
You got the 6 points behind you?
Yeah, no.
Lose and see what happens.
I said me slip up in them.
What we going for? You ready?
One time.
You're not you.
One time.
I said me slip up in them.
What we going for? You ready?
One time.
You're not you.
One time.
I said me slip up in them.
What we going for? You ready?
We'll probably concede.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go 2-1 Spurs.
Well, I'm out, man.
Oh, here we go again.
But mirror, mirror, who is the shittest team of them all?